Welcome back to the Reader House Author Roundtable. I'm Alice Stockton Rossini. H. Melvin James spent his career in aerospace and defense. Then he retired to his Oklahoma ranch, where he's able to focus on writing and weave some of his life experience into his stories. Death in Tomorrow's Shadow is a detective novel and his third book for Fulton. So I'm guessing you've had a pretty good experience with Fulton Books.
Oh, yes, very good. They've been very helpful. I appreciate their contract, especially where all the rights of the book revert back to me, keep all the rights, and everything they do belongs to me after a certain period of time. The cover, graphics, all of that.
What inspired Death in Tomorrow's Shadow?
Well, I spent a year of my life on such an island. The book is about a remote Arctic island engaged in electronic surveillance. I tend to write what I know about.
Okay.
That way I feel like the writing is a lot more realistic and genuine. So I spent a year in the military when I was a young man on such an island, and it occurred to me that it would be an interesting background for a story. I wrote this story as my first attempt at first-person narrative. My previous novel was third-person.
Okay.
And I've always been interested in the classic detective mystery stories, Agatha Christie stories, Conan Doyle stories.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to take a chance at writing first-person narrative and writing a mystery story.
So we have FBI Special Agent Rhett Bradley.
Yes, I intend this to be the first of a series, the first episode of a series of episodes.
Okay. And he's investigating a bizarre death on an isolated island near the Arctic Circle.
Yes, within the Arctic Circle and near the international date line.
Is that significant?
Oh, yes, it is. That applies to the title.
Okay.
Death in Tomorrow's Shadow is not a fictional, theoretical, new generation, dimensional thing. It is an actual place on Earth where you could physically be in the shadow of tomorrow.
Because it's at the dateline?
Yes.
That's so cool.
Well, it adds mystery to the novel. The detective is in the wrong place at the wrong time for his own best interest. He is on vacation, going to see his best friend in life who is on the deathbed, and he happens to be in Alaska, in Anchorage, when this death of a senator's son is reported on this island. So him being in that circumstance, they immediately send him to that island by himself. Usually FBI agents work in pairs, but he's sent there by himself because he's available immediately. And there's a Arctic storm coming out of Siberia. He barely has time to get to the island before all flights get shut down. So he goes there and he finds himself confronted with people questioning his authority because it's a military base, but it's also technically within the United States, but not really inside of the state since it's so far and remotely located. On that island, there are several intelligence agencies, civilian intelligence agencies that work together with the military, and all of those agencies are secretive even among one another. So they resist giving him information. And no one is sure of the circumstances of the young man's death, who happens to be the son of a powerful senator. So he's confronted with all of those complications as well as the blizzard.
And an illicit drug dealer.
Yes, there are petty criminals on the island, remarkably, who were under investigation at the time for these were civilian employees and low-grade military employees not involved at all with any secretive surveillance. They were in support roles, and there was only 3 of them on the entire island of a couple thousand of other people who had high-level security clearances. But these 3 people only had minimal security clearances, and they thought they would be able to illicit drug sales there, but the general population of the island, being highly technical people with high degrees of security clearances, did not take to the drug peddling idea. So these three guys were desperate. They were originally suspected of being involved in the death of the young men.
Okay. And then on top of that, he's got all these other things going on in his life. He's got his best friend who died.
Yes.
That's who he came to see. His son's going to return from Vietnam. He's about to retire. And here he is on an island. He doesn't know who he can trust. And you say in your synopsis, he doesn't know if the victim was a traitor or a double agent.
Yes. And that isn't revealed until the end.
Ah.
The young man seems immediately to be involved in some sort of espionage.
Uh-oh.
But the secretive agencies won't tell him if they were working for him or if they were watching him because they thought he was a traitor. All of those things are mysteries to him.
Do you wrap this up, or do you leave us hanging off a cliff at the end of this book?
This episode and all of my episodes will be completely wrapped up at the end of the book.
But Rhett may go on to investigate other things?
Yes, definitely. I intended this to be the first episode of many, and in the last chapter of this episode, I set Red up to retire from the FBI and then hang out his shingle as a private investigator in preparation for the next episode.
Nice. Nice. So are you developing a following?
I'm trying to develop a following. This novel, I would think, would appeal to people in the military, people in the intelligence agencies, everyone in aerospace and defense that work on such things as electronic surveillance equipment. And those are many hundreds of thousands of people when you look at the people who work for computer companies and radio companies, all of that. But moreover, I would like to see a following of the tremendous group of people around the world that just like a good whodunit novel.
Yeah.
Regardless of the setting and the background. The next episode, for instance, won't involve espionage at all. It will involve criminal elements, mafia.
Oh, I love the mafia. Endless tales can be told there.
Yes.
Under that umbrella. Do you go out and talk about your books?
Yes, I do. I get invitations from local libraries around the state. I get invites from book clubs.
How do you get those invites?
I have to pester them. I visit libraries and leave a calling card and tell them that if they've got book clubs that want to have an author come and talk about his book, then here's my card. Just give me a call. So,
okay, and that works.
It works once in a while. I mean, it's like visit 50 libraries and get 2 invites.
Okay.
It's a lot of shoe leather and that sort of thing.
Well, I think authors listening to the podcast need to understand that it's a lot of legwork. It's a lot of phone calls. It's a lot of reaching out. I mean, yes, Fulton and Page and these other publishers, they do stuff, but you really do have to get out there on your own.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah. And then once you're in front of an audience, I bet you love talking about your books.
Oh, sure. That's one thing an author has a lot of liberty to do. They know the book they wrote, so it's easy for them to talk about it. It's like a grandparent talking about their grandchild.
Yeah. And you know what? These book clubs, they love it when they have in their hands a book that they can read and discuss and then have the author come in and talk to them.
Well, sure. The author of a mystery novel in particular could answer questions that they might not get out of the book. And if the author wasn't standing there before them, they might never know the answer.
All right. You are H. Melvin James, author of Death in Tomorrow's Shadow. Thanks so much for talking to me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I really enjoyed the discussion.